It was all Virtus Pro in the first game. A very slow start from Cloud9 on their T side. Left the Poles, well, truly in pole position. They've got the first map to their name already in a best-of-3 final, and the Americans are going to have to dig deep. We go on to a much different battleground. We had to Cobblestone, as you said. And Cloud9 looked all right on it last week in Kiev, but it's Virtus Pro that's looking quite impressive. The double op setup as well. Snax has been hitting a lot of shots.
Yeah, they seem like they're firing on all cylinders right now. Cloud9, not their young, confident selves. That's what we saw against Envious. They're working as a tight unit, hitting all the shots, the crazy aims, and actually working in units. And we just didn't see any of that. They look rattled after the first few rounds. They win both pistols. The scoreline makes it look more convincing than it actually was. It felt like VP ran away with that game quite early on.
Yeah, I think so as well. That it was just a matter of time, basically, going through the motions to close it out, get to the ending point. You said something that kind of is interesting, the youthful confidence of Cloud9, and now that they're in a final, is this almost like the run at Cluj for NIP, where everything was going easy because they were just doing what they could, and then all of a sudden they see light at the end of the tunnel and they tense up? Is this almost too much pressure on themselves?
They certainly look like a different team. This is not the team I casted in the quarterfinals and the semis. This is a different complexion of them completely. You can see they are a little bit rattled. Obviously, some of these guys haven't been on this big stage before in a grand final. It is scary. You know, this is it now. This is our chance to make it back and make a name for ourselves and show this is potentially the best team in North America. And they're playing against a really experienced lineup of VP. They don't really crack under pressure. When they get to grand finals, they're winning them normally. So we'll see what they can do. But for me, Cloud9, I saw them down there having a little huddle, kind of pick themselves up and having discussion with the coach, working out what's the next step here. I think what I'd be saying to my players is you just need to play like you were before. Just don't even think of this as a grand final. Play your game, do what you normally do, don't change anything, and try and keep the heads up. You could see after the pause came in, it certainly wasn't the Cloud9 I'm used to seeing in this tournament, and I really want them to see a step up. I want this to be an epic grand final. We saw it in Kiev last week. We had a difficult first map, but then it certainly delivered in the second. So I'm hoping we can get some hype in here and actually find that kind of grand final status game.
That's actually very true, and we had a long pause during that game as well before it really started to unfold, and a lot of people were looking at that as one of the best finals of the year when it was also a one-sided stomp at the start of it. So there's still a chance that this can erupt and turn into a final that I would love to see. I'm sure all the people here in Bucharest would love to see. It's always good to be here. Second home for us, Henry.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, this crowd's been great all weekend, so I'd love to treat them to something of that nature, but it's not on us, it's on the players.
Yeah, I'd love to just build some hype up in the room and get those crazy moments. Like Neo certainly delivered in the semi-final, that 1v5 to finish things off. What the hell was that? That's the kind of players I want in this game. That somebody who's going to blow the roof off the building. That's what we want in this grand final. And I'm sure Cloud9 can deliver here. They're certainly well-versed on Cobble as well. Train definitely was a little bit disappointing, I have to say. Even like I said, the scoreline doesn't do the game justice. VP certainly were dominant in that. It never felt like they were going to lose. It was just a matter of time. Cloud9 did what they could to hold on, but it wasn't quite enough.
And the other thing that you touched on as well, Virtus Pro in a final, it's very rare they lose when they're that far in.
Absolutely.
Once in Katowice.
If they ever have horrible tournaments or they have super deep runs and they look unstoppable throughout the whole thing, right?
Yep. I mean, it's kind of like Sponge said on the desk to start this off. I can't remember the exact quote, but something along that, these guys are a championship team. They're built to win championships, and when they show up in this form and they get this far,
thing is,
it's so hard to stop
Snax is in some scary form right now.
Yep.
He seems like the double AWP setup. It's always a bit of a question mark coming into these lands where who's going to be AWPing. We've seen it passed around so many different times. And Neo did spend about 6 months in that role, and then it was passed back towards Pasha. It seems like the main AWP for now is Snax, backed up by Pasha in those scenarios. And Snax, very aggressive with that weapon, and he seems to be delivering on all fronts as well. Cobble, though, looks like the knife round has already... Oh, it's going underway now. I was going to say that it would look like we're ready for the pistol. It's going to be the knife first.
I think they're waiting for a server set.
It's not a huge deal. And Cobble's still a very T-sided map, but there's no reason why teams like VP can't get a huge number of rounds on the CD side themselves.
I suppose I should pick a team rather than it just letting me idle onto someone's side.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Envy didn't want me to play for them earlier when I tried that. Oh, am I locked again?
You done it again?
I don't know why this computer keeps doing that to me. As we have the knife round on screen. No one lets me cast those anymore. I think everyone's tired of it. I'm tired of it, Henry.
Yeah, we had our fun with it, and then it's dead now, of course.
Indeed. But just to give people the update, they're dragging this on. They're making it the longest affair possible right now, so... I mean, on this map, it's not a huge deal. It's not,
Definitely not.
Nuke, for example, where you desperately need to start out on the CT side, but obviously you'd still rather have that side, the momentum. I would argue that it's more T-sided as of late, but...
Yeah, definitely.
I still don't think you'd want to start there because it seems easier to just dictate the pace when you can control how aggressive you want to be, whereas the T-side, you're forced to go aggressive at some point, no matter what.
VP do win the knife, and I don't think it matters for them. I'm going to see what side they choose here and now. It's going to be a switch over, so they do go to the CT side here. They're still going to be huge for Cloud9. If they can pick that up and start getting the 3-0, they want both pistols, but they're getting reset pretty heavily. especially in that first half as well. Cloud9 certainly a confidence team. When they're missing that, when they're up against it and they're force buying and they're not finding anything on those plants, and you could tell they just weren't the same unit then, and they need that good start, I think, just to get them deeper into this map and have something competitive, a lead to begin with. That'll get them fired up.
By the way, there's an interesting note. Stewie is on a wireless mouse now. He does not like the size. He likes the weight of it.
Apparently the technology's got to a place where it's on par, if not better, than the cables.
But he thinks it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The one thing he says is when they're in the warm-up room...
I would never trust it myself, but obviously I haven't used it.
Well, yeah, Automatic used to use it when he was on TSM. When he swapped over, he went back to the wired mouse when he joined Cloud9, but Stewie then picked it up in return. And one of the things he has to make sure that he does, obviously, is in the warm-up room, constantly play with it plugged in. But as soon as he goes to the stage, it's wireless, and it's straight on. So it's kind of an interesting note.
They're not getting into this one.
I've actually got one of those G900s. I'm just never home to use it.
One of life's biggest tragedies. Well then, the second map begins. Can Cloud9 get back into this series? It's currently 1-0 in favor of the Poles. Looking to close things out in 2. Cobble, a map I'd say they're certainly favored on. Cloud9 looking to fight back. Their purchases come in. It's 4 sets of armor. Scooter with a smoke and 2 flashbangs. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's aggressive toward the B apartments, or tunnels rather, early on. Try and get some presence on the map. They'll slow slightly when they do arrive. Kit's on all but Skadoodle, who's thrown a smoke down already to try and catch them off inside of the site. Pasha, quick peek, gets the information, but he's obliterated by nothing. Immediately inside of the site, Neo's gonna fall to Stewie, and Cloud9, they're like flawless on the way through as it rotates back around from Snacks to get inside from window at drop. But he's taking damage, he's pushed back already. Nothing goes to 15 HP, but bombs planted in Cloud9. They can just sit and hold them off at the perimeter right now, and it's just about frag money at this point in time. There's no kit on the Virtus.pro side, so just try and pick up some cash with a few nice headshots.
Well, this is more like it from Cloud9. Sticking together, 5 players alive. Nothing, and Stewie opening up the fragging there. It's a nice little B-split and drop down and upper as well. VP did spot at the start as well. Effective flashbang to slow it down a little bit, but couldn't find that initial frag. And it's going to be Cloud9 with the bomb down, a clean sweep. Just 2 players surviving it for VP. They're trying to save that body armor. It looks a little bit strange saving on the pistol, but that's actually quite viable going forward. If they can find some exit kills here as well, and it's fine $300 per kill, that's something to help them out going forward as well. But it's going to be going down here. It's going to be Stewie finding his second kill of the round. Just Snacks towards T-Spawn. Staying alive for that, like I mentioned, that body armor is actually quite a big asset going into the next round. So, VP, they're able to shut it down on Train with this second round force fight. Will they be doing something in similar fashion here on Cobble? But this is the start we needed from Cloud9. If they can get the 3-0 here and get themselves rolling, we might have a game on our hands, and I hope they do start to show up. But force fight comes in. CZs, Desert Eagles, and PG-50s for the CTs. Head armor on 2.
And the SMGs.
The SMGs, yeah, you're right.
Yep, so decent space on the map, long angles to hold, but yet choke points that you can take advantage of. You said it. Avoid the eco. Snacks, he's got better positions. Does he look committed, Henry?
I think he certainly does. As he goes towards middle with that Desert Eagle, rips the head off automatic air, 5-on-4 to kick things off. And this is where the tension starts to build for Cloud9. Where do they go with this? They still have 4 smokes here. Need to treat these rounds like a gun round. You know you're up against pistols and head armor as well. And VP very scary with these weapons. Grenade coming in towards drop down and nothing. Trying to find a frag in return. Just doesn't get anything out of it just yet.
Smoke will go down over toward window. Quick lineup for the right-click flash from nothing. Actually, he goes for the full one, so bounce in. That's going to go to the corner, cover off anyone.
Spots 3, I think.
Yeah, looking exactly that, though. He doesn't face it because he knows he's outnumbered, but it's information. Taz has done well in that situation, all things considered, because with 3 inside there, they think that's an easy access point from the long platform, but Taz holds them off, and then the rotations come back out from the archway. Nothing's got to go aggressive with the UMP. Good second kill, but he's gone down to Neo. It's just Skadoodle. Headshot onto Bialy, and Taz has done it. Once again, we start off with a response immediately from Virtus.pro. Pistol won by Cloud9, and the eco comes in.
It's so disheartening to see it happen for Cloud9, but you can't really argue with the initial result from Snacks. He goes aggressive with that Desert Eagle towards middle. Sometimes you can't avoid those sort of shots. They are in a passive hold as well. They're waiting for it to come in, but Snacks blows Automatic's head off, funnels him back towards B as a nice little 3-man setup towards drop down. Nothing did what he could. He was forced back to upper platform, and then Cloud9 committing that. I'd have preferred to see them more segregated in terms of pushing the CDs back with the smokes. They had them available, but jumping into the bomb site with the flashbangs 1 by 1, it seemed like it was quite an easy affair for the CTs with those CZs. And will be round number 3, the force buy, of course, coming in from the Terrorists. A chance to bounce back potentially here. We have got Pasha waiting in the smoke. Terrorist unawareness, a massive grenade to kick things off.
Perfectly landed Pasha in between them. 1-2, turn back, P90. Pro 90 Pasha. And he's looking for more. Oddly enough, that might be the only time you'll ever see that, a P90 running out of ammo.
Right?
Doesn't matter, they'll close out the round.
Well, Cloud9 went all in with that one. They had a couple of AKs, some upgraded pistols as well, body armor. That was their force by not having similar results to the poll. It's going to be 2-1, and Cloud9 certainly going to be on an eco here. Here is the P90 spray down. Just sitting in the smoke, of course. It's Pasha. Comes out, finds 3 terrorists in front of him, mows them down. And like he said, could have got 4 there, but running out of P90 bullets to finish off that final kill. But it doesn't matter, the round was already over at that stage. PD50s, Glocks, that's all Cloud9 can bring to round number 4. So at this point, VP are going to be fully aware of that situation. They have 3 SMG here. Pasha keeping the P90, of course. That doesn't farm the same sort of kill reward, but still, the Mac 10 and MP9, that certainly does. $600 per kill with that weapon, and it's nothing to take the initial damage.
What did Pasha say in that interview? Easy versus Medicanas. Shows it there with the P90 of all weapons. 3 SMGs still in play, including that gun this time. For Pasha, as he's brought it back up, Stewie. He's gone toward the top of the drop room with the bomb right now, with the rest of Cloud9 heading over toward the A site, at least toward middle. See if they get beyond that or not, as they continue to run into the wall that is Virtus Pro.
Well, for now, options very limited for Cloud9 map. You've got pistols, Glocks, you've been smoked out. I guess they wait for the smokes to go down, attack as a 5-man unit, and hopefully find something here. It's very unlikely they even get a kill, let alone a plant, but as they do adjust themselves back towards mid, this will be the final play. Time ticking away at this point. We hit the 40-second mark. And Taz, he's towards the top of middle with the Mac 10. Not the best weapon in this range, but against some of our players, certainly can do damage. He's just hunting for information at this point. Can potentially throw a grenade in as well. As the T's go towards long A this time. Taz did spot them. He'll readjust his teammates towards the A sites and wait for them for the big spray down. It's inevitable at this point.
Snags catches one as he goes toward barrels. They'll know he's there. The element of surprise gone, but he still has good positioning to work in it. He's gone aggressive and back up on top of the hut. He'll find the last remaining kill on Shroud. Guns will come back out this time for Cloud9, though. And the question is, do they have enough? Yes, they do, but glass cannon. Well, he's gone for it. Skadoodle, they want into this game. They want to get aggressive. They need him to try and find some space.
So once again, Cloud9 open things up with the pistol win, but Virtus Pro fighting back admirably here. So this is almost that bonus round mentality map. Virtus Pro certainly have enough money to get the rifles back out. Could even get an AWP, but they're deciding to stick on the SMGs. P90, that's not such a huge deal, of course, but Bialy with the MP9, that could be interesting. They pick up this round, they're in a fantastic position. It looks like a boost coming towards drop down as well. Bialy going up with the MP9. Stewie's on the other side. This could be the first confrontation of the round as Stewie does spray some bullets through. Bialy not fazed by this, and apparently that's going to be to his detriment as Stewie does take him down through the smoke. He was anticipating it, and they get the 5-on-4 advantage.
Neo is going to back away a little bit on the stairwell. Given that that advantage does exist. Not really much damage done on the other players. Taz down to 94, but for Cloud9, a little bit of a different story. Everyone except for Automatic has taken some damage, and Stewie in particular has gone down below 50.
Yeah, so it does make those M4s have a lot more potential in terms of the one-taps. Will be an instant headshot kill.
They've given up the arch side of drop. So Taz is going to have to try and time this, go back in and catch them. He's done it through the window. We don't see it. He goes immediately back in as soon as they push through, and now they're distracted. They're caught off guard, and Pasha's able to walk in as they try and redeem themselves against Taz. So it's on to Skadoodle with that glass cannon, and the aim punch comes through. Shroud's got to clutch this 1 versus 1, 39 HP to do it as he trades the first kill. But Pasha's holding off with his P90 from range. Now, it may actually be enough in the fact that there's 39 HP, but the armor is actually going to be a contributing factor against that.
Yeah, that's a huge factor now. A couple of bullets spray towards Shroud, takes him down to 22. A big round for Cloud9 here, 30 seconds remaining. AK.
Commend him, commend him. If he clutches it, you got to commend him. We won't see the round.
What is this? Oh, God, it's all falling apart. And
Shroud commend him, you got to do it. Shroud hits the headshot nonetheless. It's going to be Cloud9. Picking up yet another round. They'll go 3-2 on the first gun, but they do it with only surviving 1 member, so the money's not great on their side, and there's still a double op up for Virtus Pro.
Well, Taz, known to be strong towards that window area, does deliver the first 2 kills, but the 1 versus 1 does work out in favor of Shroud. Going to round number 6, double AWP setup for the CTs. We said there was a bonus round before in terms of having those SMGs in the first gun round. Like you said, though, Cloud9 goes down to 1v1. The money's weak. They're going to 3 AKs. A Tech 9 and an SMG.
Stewie gets taken down, though. It's now Neo to find him. He's got a second as well. This is going to pull Bialy into the fray as he runs out from drop. Now, it does mean he's given that up, so he'll put a smoke in position. Nothing's going to have to be pretty huge on this. The timing's going to have to be on. Shroud's going to buy him a little bit of space. and taking down Pasha. But he still has to wait for that smoke to dissolve. He's trying desperately to find an opening. And the mini-map, the rotations, nothing is just one yellow dot surrounded by 3 blue ones, and it means he needs a little bit more time bought from his teammates. Flash goes over. He's going to try and bring himself out. Now they'll double peek. He'll cover off the rock and statue. He's got the shot to Neo. That'll pull him back into Skadoodle's crosshair, but he can't land it. It's B-Alley to land it instead, so 3 plays onto 2. Still in favor of VP, but good push through from nothing. He's bought himself a lot of time in this. He's done very well to stay patient, all things considered, and now the bomb plant comes in. But we just saw a snippet of it. Snax is in prime position to try and pull this all back, to foil all plans, and Shroud's not anticipating this. He's on statue. He's going to be exposed. Nothing's pushed past, so he won't exactly be caught, but he's only got 10 HP to work with. And Shroud needs to be very careful in this situation. Shroud's done well to find B-Alley, but now he's left in the open. Missed shot, Snax, that should do it. They should be able to cover this off now.
Absolutely, with no kid as well available for Snax. He has to fall back at this point. Nothing of great positioning there, using that smoke that was dropped by the CT to his advantage as well. He pushes through, finds 2 kills, and Shroud holding strong, watching drop down as well, while nothing pushes through to actually get some decent position and get the information that the player's nodding towards connector as well. Snax coming in, looked advantageous for a while, but once his teammate went down, he has no option to fall back, and Cloud9 do tie things up 3-3. An aggressive B take here is what we'd like to see. Throwing himself into the bomb site there with the flashbangs. Able to get that first frag as well. So number 7 comes in. The money's still available for the CTs just about it. So they have the AWP. They can probably buy a round if they really wanted to. It'd be a really weak buy though. So AWP comes in, distant PT50s. So this all comes down to Snax. Certainly a player that's, like we said, in this sort of form can actually be very influential in this sort of round. If he can go aggressive on the upper platform, find the first kill, but I think Cloud9 aren't messing around here, going fast towards B once again.
And it is Snax to start it off. That's what they needed. Pasha's going to go down immediately after, though. It's automatic to find it. Nothing. Pop flash back out. He's inside. He's dinked up on the way through. 6 HP. Sprays only into 1, and guess what? Snax again. AWP, finally, he's taken down as they isolate him on top of the statue. Quick smoke to do so, and Shroud will use the gap to his advantage and cover off toward the rock. They're pushing the CTs out of this. Bomb plant could come in really at any time, but they're just being absolutely sure that there's no one still lurking within those smokes in the alleyway. It's going to be a flank attempt from Taz, but you saw it, the aim punch, he could never aim.
Yeah, and against an armored player, you're going to be having a horrible time against him, and it's going to be needed to go down as well. So Shroud finishes things off. A simple play there from Cloud9 towards B. Snax hitting those 2 shots. Certainly made it a little bit touch and go, but Cloud9 coming out on top and taking the lead here. 4-3. It was VP taking a bit of an eco there. They saved that AWP from the previous round, but they go into round number 8 here. 5 rifles on the board, and it's going to be no kits available, but they do have the smoke grenades, no incendiaries. A tough round for them. Cloud9 keeping it simple here. That's what we wanted to see on train, is sticking together as that tight unit. Simple flashbangs and using their star players as great young aimers to actually get in the key positions. A faster play towards middle as Shroud and Stewie actually get in towards danger very quickly indeed.
And this is the first time we've really seen a hard A push from Cloud9. 1 round they went here late. It was an adaptive call. Skadoodle's got the opening kill. Push back up from Snax, though. He's going to try and play this in a bait and switch with Taz. Smoke goes out to lower mid. Shroud and Automatic still residing in that position, and Skadoodle just wanting another shot. Someone just desperately to walk out and try and find information, and thank you very much, he'll take it. Pasha's heading that direction, which does start to make you wonder if he's going to go or not, but timing is that Skadoodle's not there. Flash to go around the corner from Taz. That's not going to matter. They're not pushing out from danger. Pasha does peek. Traded from Automatic, and Taz's timing is perfect. He'll find Stewie. He knows they've gotten the ramp, so he'll turn back, but pulls the knife. He almost gets lucky that he actually catches himself on the wall, because that way it keeps him behind the pillar, and the boards aren't tradable in that position. And he manages to close it out on Automatic before nothing and wrap around the corner, but it is going to be just B-Alley remaining on top of the site. Molotov in behind, and he tries to peek it out and catch nothing off guard. That won't work. Cloud9, they've got 5 rounds and they've got a lead.
They look a lot more confident now. They've got an assertive game plan at the start of each round. This time, fast towards middle, taking the risk that the AWP is not going to be available for Virtus Pro. It's absolutely true. They're getting towards danger, long A as well, pushing the CTs back. Skadoodle hits the first AWP shot as well. That opens the floodgates for Cloud9 as they get towards that A side. Taz made things interesting for sure. He finds a couple of kills and slows them down, but ultimately, Cloud9 once again working together as that tight fragging unit. It's going to be 5-3 here and another eco for VP. CZs, Deagles, PG-50s, a couple of HG grenades. But once again, Cloud9 back towards the upper B platform. That smoke just slowed them down there. They wanted to go for that first pick, but ZOWIE just straight through the smoke. He doesn't care it's there. He takes down Pasha. He was lurking towards that steps area, so they have the man advantage. Plenty of time to play with here. Don't need to overcommit. Hold the positions, watch the flanks, see what the reaction is from the CTs. Treat these like gun rounds. Every kill is important at this stage. Don't give anything away.
And that's the Tarek spray that we used to see. Just go through that smoke. But since the stairwells come in, less people are using it because it's not as effective. So they use the boost behind the left box instead. He just goes for it. He chances it. It actually works. Sandy goes back around. He gets to the top of drop and down goes Bialy.
So they're holding up, waiting for the CTs to make mistakes, hunting for a little bit of information here. And ZOWIE does find the first frag. Looking to find the second as well, but Snax takes him down with the Desert Eagle. The round should be over here. Neo chimes in as well. They have found 2 frags and Snax with the AK-47. I assume we'll be saving that weapon as he runs off towards middle. So Cloud9 ultimately did win the round. Got a little bit messier than it had to be potentially, but still 3 players alive. The AWP still in the hands of Skadoodle as well. Money's starting to swell for them. And that's going to be maximum loss bonus. 4 rounds in a row for Cloud9 and VP. Now we'll get that loss bonus coming into the next round. If Snax can save the AK as well, it certainly helps distribute the wealth a little bit more.
Well, it looks like he should be able to do that quite comfortably.
Doubling the score margin here, 6-3. This is much better now. You can see Cloud9 seem to revitalize. They've kind of had that team discussion and said, okay, we need to play our game here. Let's just keep it simple. They're not doing heavy executions, not really telegraph plays here. They're sticking together the flashbangs over the top, a couple of Molotovs onto the bomb site, and hoping their big names, automatic, ZOWIE, aggressive, get into his position, and players like nothing to finish the rounds off with some great clutches. So that's been working very well so far as well. Skadoodle's hitting the shots he was required, and here's the spray through the smoke at the start of the round. And they're just holding it up. They're not giving anything away. Once they find that first pick, a lot of teams will be tempted to throw themselves in there, but you never know what lies on the other side. So good work for them. There's a couple of kills, but ultimately all that matters is they post the round on the scoreboard. No AWP available again for VP. You can see they still haven't quite got into this game, even with the maximum loss bonus. Just focusing on the utility here.
Snax is falling back toward danger. Nothing's going to try and just wait this out on the other side of the smoke at long B. Snax did look for the early peek, that early information toward the corner, but can't just spot it exactly now. Flash in, Snax. It's going to push him back inside of the site, and we can see the rotations actually right now with the 4-1 split. Snax is going to have to gamble this correctly and bring Taz over early, because they've already cleared danger, and they're setting for the execution onto the A site. A bit obnoxious, but it's fine. They're into the game, Henry.
Apparently so.
Taz is going to wait in behind the hut. So they're going to bait this off. This is actually an interesting position because Taz is in a position where he can control the angle, control the peak from behind this hut, but he also baits in Snax at cannons, and he can see the top of ramp, which they're going to right now. So the smoke's off on doorway. This is misleading. They do check it, though. Automatic knows the angle exists. Everyone does, but it's so commonly overlooked. So very well done from Automatic again on the entry. We talked about his presence, and Nothing's going to use his contribution to find a way back toward the site. Bialy gets caught on top of the balcony. And it leaves it to a 4 versus 2, and Pasha, he'll spray that gun down to the bottom step. Good pick from Skadoodle. Neo goes down on the flank immediately, and bomb planted. Pasha's bailing.
Well, here we go then. Cloud9 rising to the occasion here on the second map. It was a bit lackluster on train, but this is certainly much more promising. They saw an exploit towards middle. They're actually able to get towards danger and long A. Pretty uncontested this time. The full execute comes in. Simple, of course, but it's going to be smoke towards connector, 2 on the balcony, 1 towards the APC as well. They're shutting down any players that are waiting for them, hitting the shots that are required. Automatic, we said he had to step up coming into this second map, and he's certainly delivering here. 2 frags here in this round. Skadoodle once again finding that pick towards the flanks, and just Pasha remaining. So it will be 7-3 here. The problem is, though, Cloud9 obviously goes about sending as many rounds as possible, but VP aren't going to give in easily. They're going to still be coming in, all guns blazing in the second half. Their terrorist side is famed to be very, very good indeed. So every round is required here for Cloud9, everything they can get out of this. Still a lot of work to do. Round number 11 comes in. Getting a convincing lead here, 7-3. The buy still is available for VP. And Snax could get the AWP. There it is. Okay, it comes out. Open hands. This is where they'll be a little bit stronger. Let's see if he can go aggressive here. Mid has been a problem for them. That's why Cloud9 are finding most of the weaknesses in the K. Here we go. Here's the adjustment. Snax going towards long A. Could go aggressive at the very start. Most teams will just hold off on this tight angle, and smoke comes in. Is this a boost coming in they're going to try and do? That's just using the gap on the side.
Yeah, absolutely. No boost there. They're actually all spread out. Taz down toward danger as well. Shroud's just going to wait. at Long B, and Cloud9 sitting well and truly back, expecting something different from Virtus Pro, perhaps a push to get in early information. And to be fair, they were sort of right in that gamble, given that Snax did go so far out toward Long A, but it's not quite as far enough to get caught in that trap. And they're going to leave Snax there effectively by himself. So if they go A, he can try and either get the kill out toward Long or wrap back on them at danger, but right now it's quite clear on the minimap that B is about to come under heavy threat. Nothing will be the one to wait to try and get down drop as Skadoodle, Stewie, and Shroud. They're set toward Long, and Stewie's got bomb, but he's leading so far in terms of position. Automatic's a little bit late to rotate over, so he won't be the entry kill this time around, as nothing's gonna go. Flash over, just spots not in just yet. He finally does go down, but as he does that, it's all out toward B. Main that it's all going to plan for Virtus Pro as Pasha gets a kill and he slipped into the archway late. Bomb's been dropped inside of the site. And there's no Molotovs left. Actually, I take that back. Automatic does have one as he's just arrived to try and clear that position. But again, he slips in late and he's gotten away undetected as well with that smoke out. And nothing, he's gonna try and come into the fold from this drop room a little bit. Behind the play, it's Automatic to trade. Refrag over toward Long, but with nothing down and the bomb's still inside of the site. There's not much ground for them to walk in. 3 versus 1. Skadoodle AWP. Scoped in, doesn't find the first shot. That should be him done, and it is. Snack's gonna peek back out. So Virtus Pro do pick up a round after 5, or rather 6 going against them.
Yeah.
So this will be a reset potential coming in, but they kept 3 alive. So if they can stay efficient here, they should be reasonably well off.
Cloud9 into the heavy default to start. They're trying to do their standard B execution in terms of quite simple. The smoke's down there. They're pushing through with the flashbangs here, but VP have adjusted, got more of a rifle presence there, close range, shutting it down, using their smokes in the latest stages of the round instead of the beginning. So we go now into a double AWP setup now for Neo. And Snack's going aggressive, of course, towards middle here, but it's another 5-man stack from Cloud9. Using the Molotov at the start of the round to negate the steps to the start, but this could be another instance where they throw 3 players over the broken wall and trying to find those frags. Or will they use a heavy smoke mentality? It looks like there was an adjustment here as the Molotov's raining as well.
Multiple smokes off on the site. Pasha, Neo, they're isolated behind them. Cloud9, they want to go on this. Neo's gonna try and get to Mo's house and just try and hold off. He's got an AWP to do so, but it's inside of the smoke. The Molotov is off to his right, so he couldn't get there. He's caught by Automatic, trying to slip in late. A good kill from him too, in fact, as he lines them up. But then all the ensuing kills go Virtus Pro's way. They've got a 2 versus 1 as Skadoodle pulls back into the alley. He's got to try and recover the bomb and get toward the site. That's not gonna happen. Forget the reset. Virtus Pro's got 2 in a row.
Well, the double AWP setup normally does struggle against these full wall of executions, but it's going to be Cloud9 dropping absolutely everything. Smokes or chicken coop, the bomb site, creating themselves a path to get towards that area, but it seems like VP can hold on for another round here. 7-5. Money not quite broken for Cloud9 just yet, but it's getting there. 2 Tech-9, 3 AKs. As VP go back to the single AWP setup. I'm not sure whether that's out of choice or whether they just decided they couldn't actually get to the position of the second AWP where it was dropped. But Snax once again towards Long A. That's really aggressive this time, not using the smoke. Just trying to find this first shot.
Quick flash, just Snax is pushed back slightly this time from Long. Cloud9 a little bit more aggressive to hold that angle off. Gives them an option late to try and utilize it. With these 2 Tech-9s, they're gonna need something explosive. The AKs go to work as well with nothing in trap, both probing over toward the B site. Automatic, the 3rd AK is going to let Stewie go in first. Utilize the movement of those Tech-9s. He can try and get the information and feed off of that. Snax wants this angle, AWP in hand. It's getting closer. Stewie trying to shoulder bait it. He's trying to be dead careful about it, and he's not careful enough. 3rd peek, and Snax is going to nail the shot. Yeah. Now this might turn the focus over toward B, where the lurks come through.
Well, Cloud9 have got control of drop down for now, it seems.
But look, no, they don't, because watch where Pasha is. He's immediately behind them. He flanks them inside of the room. That is so well timed from Pasha.
Well, it seems that the round is going to fall apart for Cloud9. They have a Tech-9 and an AK-47 remaining, and Skadoodle and Automatic, both towards Long A. They do have the bomb, but I think at this point, they probably have to bow out of the situation. Maybe save the AK. To be fair, it's not really worth saving the Tech-9. It has got head armor, but we'll see what they decide to do. It looks like they are just going to be setting up. In terms of the lost bonus, it'll be a 3rd stage next round, and Automatic will have no money, but
timing. Yeah. Oh, Pasha just gets in behind the wall. That's actually huge. Now Automatic's turn to have the nade out, and that's going to cost him. Neo comes around behind. He can't save it.
They did both die before the time expired, so they do get money going into the next round. Just about, I think there's about 1 second between it. 7-6, VP coming back to life here after losing 6 rounds in a row. They readjust and actually manage to find 3 themselves. The money has well and truly been broken for Cloud9. It should tie things up at 7-7. All of a sudden the hands are snacked. We saw him go aggressive at the start towards long A, and it seems that that's where the adjustment has been made. Instead of allowing Cloud9 to have full control of the area, going fast towards middle, getting towards danger, he's being the one that's actually throwing those first picks and shut them down. Fast towards drop down, no, it's nothing.
Fast play as well. Bialy forced to reconsider this, and they're going to split toward A. They've got a chance to get in here. Automatic's done an excellent job wrapping around the big post. He catches off Neo as he picks up the AK, but bomb again is in the hands of Pasha. He's dropped it down. They're down a man here in a weird position because he goes back out, and nothing with the double face on 22 is going to hit the shot. It's all the snacks. It's just a brawl again from Cloud9. This is more the style. This time they don't have the weaponry, but more the style we talked about last week, where they just rush down that drop and try and take the fight directly to Virtus Pro.
Yeah, and it's the style that suits them the most, I think, as well. Automatic once again finding 2 kills. 3 versus 1. Snack trying to do what he can. They're going for it. As he edges into the bomb site, that HE might find a kill here.
Ooh, it's the 2 players with enough HP to survive. Nothing was not touched by it, but
one of those weapons where it's certainly going to be viable on with that broken wall position. Traditionally, but it looks like Snack's actually taking it towards A. Smoked out for now. Automatic won't have the same control he did last round. They've been very quick and assertive towards that drop-down area. That will slow them down. It's a big round for them to pick up. It's 8-6 after picking up the eco win.
Flashbang, as well as the smoke. Nothing, just waiting for an opportunity to try and get through. And down to drop again. This is it. Now we're seeing it. Now we're definitely seeing it. Round 15, it took long enough, but 3 players down, drop again. This is Cloud9's brawler style. Straight up Street Fighters as they're going to push Bialy back inside of the site. Flash as well, gets in behind the flower pots, but he's dinked up. Manages still to spray them down as he and Neo combine for a kill apiece. Skadoodle's going to have one more, but look at Bialy. He's still alive in all of this. Automatic gets there, and they might have the man advantage, but it snacks on a Mag 7. This man's lethal with it. He's spotted early. They know now where he is, and Skadoodle's got the EWP. That's perfect. 9-6 for Cloud9 in the end.
This is more like it from Cloud9. This is the place that we want to see. Fast and loose, simple executions, not trying to run too many deep rotators, getting control of the upper platforms there, pushing the CDs back from the initial aggression. A couple of smokes, flashbangs go in there, throwing themselves into the bomb set as well, allowing their big names to actually find those initial frags. It's automatic, Shroud, Skadoodle. Those are the ones we want finding the picks, and then players like Nothing to finish the clutches off. That's what I wanted to see on training, and it seems like they've finally delivered and kind of recalibrated after picking up the pistol. Was VP coming back with 3 in a row, but then 6 clean rounds for Cloud9 on the T side here. 9-6. It's definitely a terrorist-sided map, and this is the problem. VP famed for how good they are on the T side here on Cobble. It's certainly not over just yet.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not indeed. Skadoodle's rising to the occasion again on this map as well with the AWP.
Yeah, he's not getting like the flashy multiple frags, but he's just holding the flanks. He's getting the opening pick that allows his team to pounce at that point and just take that first move onto the bomb site. And they're doing a very good job of it. This pistol is going to mean everything for Cloud9. They can pick it up. It will just relieve a lot of pressure here.
Well, Virtus Pro seems to be the crowd favorite. Yeah, no shortage of support for Cloud9 either, I would say.
3 sets of armor for VP. They have got a couple of smokes to work with as well. First one has been deployed towards danger in middle. That's from the hand of Neo. One more remaining for Pasha as he goes towards drop down as well. Just going to be trying to control that room as he smokes off the left hand side. Stewie beneath him. That could be a fast B execute here. They go for the drop down control. Taz gets that first kill.
Nothing, just going to wait as well to try and get the information on whether they're going to push window or get in toward the arch. And it's going to be the arch, and he's read it well. He's got the first kill. He's caught in the open though. Gives Taz a refrag. Neo around the corner nearly gets caught midair, but he manages to find a kill, gets a gun, gets behind the doorway, and Pasha's gone back to catch that automatic going through the window, as to with Shroud, and it's a very, very convincing pistol round for the Poles.
Absolutely. Using that smoke towards danger as well, just to hold the rotations towards that A site, and then Pasha smoke to the left-hand side. Overwhelming drop down. Stewie couldn't do anything about it. Once they found that first kill as well, the round fell apart for Cloud9. They make their way to the B side. Every frag is seen going in favor of Virtus Pro. So we do have a full eco for Cloud9 this time. I actually don't mind this at all. A lot of teams will be forcing in fully. I've got a few deals. Ultimately, they do get armor as well. Nothing does get head armor and Shroud as well, but they're not going in with the scouts and not having everyone with body armor. We have seen plenty of force buys working out for VP tonight as they make their way towards long A.
Nade goes down. Nothing, still trying to take this fight though. Ooh, tagged up, needs to be careful. Bialy. He gets tagged in return, but that gives Neo the invitation to get the kill. Automatic trying to find it with the deagle, but as we said, Neo getting into that position, he's able to cut them off. thwart, negate any rotations, and they can just start picking apart Cloud9 from all over the map. Simple hold from Bialy as he walks in. Shroud and his head just gets torn off. It's on to Stewie. And not even he can do anything, so it's going to be 9-8. Straightforward as expected. From Virtus Pro having won the pistol. 9-9 looks to be the score before we get anything in response from Cloud9, and I want to see a full save here. I want to see them not even spend a dime.
Yeah, it was pretty clinical stuff there from VP. Getting control of long A, hitting those first shots. They've got a player in towards drop down, watching for the flanks as well. It works quite nicely, and you're absolutely right. Should tie things up. 9-8 at the moment, but VP should take it to 9-9. Nothing really purchased here from Cloud9. They've got a couple of 5-7s. Or make it 1 and a PT-50 in the hands of automatic. It's a 5-man stack towards B. No, just a flashbang to work with here.
Somebody cut that kid's hands off. It's automatic. He's got the flash ready to go and wraps back around the tree. Snacks. He's gonna smoke out on top of the alley and the tree. This will allow him into the site. The smoke as well to cross over towards Statue. This is gonna force Cloud9 back in its entirety, and Snacks is gonna use that to his advantage. Very simple, just has to go to one angle. Reload nearly cost him. Neo, he somehow pushes him back, and what is Snacks? He's just dancing, headshotting and set, as Neo's gonna get back into nothing. Lost 2 members in this, but the nade's gonna close it. Snacks monster stays alive.
Somehow Shroud with the USP finds those first 2 headshots there. I thought the round was going to tumble apart for VP, but ultimately they stick together and find the refrags soon enough. It was Snacks there actually finding the kills with the UMP, but definitely got hairy at one point as he gets a full reload and just dancing around that smoke. And here it is, 9-9. It's time to be tested here for Cloud9. They managed to bring out the AWP in the hands of Skadoodle. He'll be going aggressive towards mid. That's what we've been lacking from him, especially in 2015 and beginning of 2016 as well. I'd like to see him be more aggressive and go for those picks. He's assertive with his play. Doesn't get anything out of it just yet as he falls back. VP will be working towards that long A control. Taz and Snacks working together, just waiting for any sort of initial aggression from the CTs. Will be flashing around the corner, presumably. Checking every corner as they go around. Long A control obtained for now. You can see towards the A side, only Skadoodle there. If he gets smoked out towards the connect, it'll be a very difficult retake for the CTs. They have 1 kit. Limited utility for now, and Skadoodle just not fire the shot. He spotted them and actually just pulls his knife out. I thought he had a chance to get a shot there for sure.
It's going to give a lot of map to Virtus Pro. Skadoodle's got the vent blown out by the Molotov. He's crossed over early, but he can't find an angle. And they've got so, yeah, exactly this. They've got so much. This is a full save. This is a rare, very rare occurrence in Counter-Strike where we could have a round where all 10 players stay alive. I cannot imagine that it'll go that far, but Bomb goes down and a full commitment to the save early on from Cloud9, knowing that if they lose this, they have to save 1 more and they potentially give up 2 rounds. So they are thinking economically, I think, in this game, and we saw it last round as well, or last game, excuse me, when they played for overtime rather than try and force out on 14. It's kind of nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I would say so. At that point, they're probably not going to win the round. They've got no grenades left. You can see that right now on the screen. They have 1 flashbang. They've got 1 kit. Skadoodle, he definitely had an opportunity as he faced towards middle to pull the trigger. I'm not sure whether it was a misclick from him. He just pulled his knife out instead of actually firing the shot, and no damage really inflicted. Virtus Pro just plant on the A side, so they probably can't believe their luck that they've just walked into the site, and it was a bit of a gamble, I guess. If you're going to play all by itself, you normally want to be either towards the bomb site, maybe the APC, have an area to fall back to, call for the rotations. He's playing towards connector. Unless you're nailing those initial shots, it's actually quite a difficult position to play, and he gets nothing out of it. But you're absolutely right. All 5 weapons staying alive for Cloud9. So in terms of the buy this time, they actually get to keep all their weaponry, and they get to upgrade with a full array of grenades as well. So this is certainly a good call. I would say that round was almost impossible to win considering the circumstance. They might have got a couple of kills out of it, maybe brought it down to a clutch, but ultimately VP are always going to win that situation. Skadoodle, like I said, looking to be assertive here, and that's why nails the first shot on towards Snacks and has an opportunity to fall back as well.
Bialy setting the smoke toward the doorway. Great start for Cloud9 this time to try and take advantage of smoke. Top of the drop will not give Taz any vision. He is well, though, going to set to potentially get a flashbang down. He's got 2 to work with. Customary Taz hat.
Of course.
Nearly lost it in a bet to Red Eye once, but as it is good luck for him, thankfully he did not. Nothing waiting to bounce a flash potentially back in toward that drop room as well and take that exchange with Taz. And this time I highly anticipate the flash will come through. No one over toward A at all right now from Virtus Pro. 52 seconds, it's all gonna be on the B site. And Shroud is gonna wait in chicken coop to try and cut them off on the way through. Down they go. Heavy presence on drop, flash over, and it's nothing that gets taken down immediately. Good entrance as Neo finds 2 kills. Cloud9 might have saved last time. This time they're gonna have to fight their way back into the round as Pasha is gonna find an additional kill on Shroud. They know exactly where Skadoodle is. And the rotation coming over with that AWP automatic there as well. It's going to be cut off early, and there we go. Bailing out. They're going to have to save this time. Only 2 weapons, and Virtus.pro is going to find themselves on 11-9. 5 rounds away from a championship here in Bucharest.
You always have a couple of options towards that drop-down room. It's a very hard position to control. That was a defensive setup from Cloud9. Neo does find his 3rd kill of the round, taking an automatic. It's going to be Skadoodle just after. They're going to know where he is. He lands a nice little no-scope there. Headshot as well. Trying to get out of this. You can see the T's are on the hunt as he makes his way towards long A, but Bialy, he'll be on the other side. Smoke's dropped as well. So what's the play here? Do VP risk losing more men, or do they go for it? They've got a ton of cash, so I'd assume it'll be the latter as Skadoodle isolated. He won't be long for this world, I believe. As he lands another shot, is it going to be finally Taz that takes him down? Just to reiterate, drop down a very difficult position to control, and Cloud9 opting to go for more of a defensive setup this time. VP capitalized, flashing over from drop down. Neo going out first, finds the first 2 kills. The round falls apart at that stage, and this was the first kill. They're actually trying to go for a retake at that stage, but they were just a little bit too late. Neo in a prime position as they came around the corner, and he finds that 3rd kill as well. 11-9. Have a look at the money for Cloud9. This is the full investment. It will indeed be broken after this, but currently the scoreline now is in terms of 5-0 in the second half, so it's maximum loss bonus. Of this full investment, they won't have much to work over. This Skadoodle going aggressive once again. It's nice to see him going for these picks and having the confidence to do it, but this time Snax completely shuts him down. 5-on-4 to kick things off in round number 21.
Stewie's going to try and jump back up and take this position back for Cloud9. He's behind the box. He's going to try and bait himself in potentially with utility to lure them into a false sense of security when they execute. And with that position, Shroud, oddly enough, is going to go far away from him, cover off the bottom side and drop toward the window. They haven't had any contact in there for some time since losing Skadoodle early, which does make it difficult for them to get a read. So Shroud has to consider and almost anticipate, benefit of the doubt gone, that they're in there already from that point of view. Stewie with the Molotov out toward the arch. That'll counter the play that did flush him out with the Molotov on the stairwell. Flash as well. And then he goes back up because the flames have extinguished. He's got the chance to try and catch them. The flash was perfect, but no one was showing when he did get there. And now they wrap. He's got to find it. Here's Taz coming. Great shot. Snax, though, as he hits it with the AWP. And Shroud, he's found by Pasha as he drops inside of the site. Virtus.pro is looking flawless.
Yeah, absolutely. Just running over them towards that B side. I can't really find anything in return whatsoever. It's just nothing that gets the kill here. It was Skadoodle that went for the initial play on the upper platform. It comes into a 5-on-4. VP bide their time, wait for the reactions of the CTs, bleed them out in terms of utility, then strike together. Snax with 2 kills this round, Pasha with 1, and just nothing, and automatic survive. Need to save weapons for the reason I said it before. The money just isn't there for them. If all 5 go down at this point, they're going to have to be on another eco, and it's going to be potentially 13-9 after this round is over. As they try and save here, a timeout comes in. Stewie's called it. I think it's probably the right time.
Yeah, absolutely the right time.
They need to save these 2 weapons, though. This is key. If they can do it, they can potentially buy around them with the 3400. They'll be able to drop 2 weapons, but it doesn't look likely. Okay, nothing does find 1. Taz taking an automatic. They know exactly where nothing is. He's got a few seconds to stay alive here. Looks like he will survive.
So he gets 1 gun carried over. It's an M4 in the hands of nothing but the timeout called from Cloud9, as they desperately need to make an adjustment yet to win a round on this CT side. It's 6 in a row for VP.
Absolutely, they're looking very strong here. We said it would be a problem, knowing how strong they are on the T side. Very methodical and just using any opportunity they can see. Weaknesses on the CT side. Great at finding that first pick as well. The last few instances, it seemed like Cloud9 have been throwing themselves into sort of positions with Skadoodle on the upper platform area. And we said we were looking for confidence from him. That's been something that's been lacking in this game for the last few months now, but it seems like he wants to go for the confidence plays, but if it doesn't work out for him, he gives that man advantage away to VP and then is holding up and playing the rounds perfectly at that stage. We're coming into the closing sectors here, potentially map 2. Shroud, head in his hands.
Looks pretty tired.
Yeah.
Frustrated for sure. And this is the thing, it hasn't been explosive Counter-Strike. We haven't had the level of plays and hype that we had last week. But that just speaks testament to how good Virtus.pro is right now. They're shutting Cloud9 down.
Right?
Exactly, at every opportunity. There's no way into the sites. They're winning all the duels, and you said it at the start of this game as well. Snax is looking very scary in this series. He doesn't necessarily, actually I take that back, he does. He has 17, he is top fragging. I thought it was Pasha, but it is Snax again who leads the way.
Well, then round number 22 comes in, and we'll have a look at the buy for Cloud9 as we get time ticks away. It's 1M4, of course, and nothing. It's all discussing the ideas here. I've seen a Deagle purchased by Automatic and by Shroud, so this will be the conservative option. A couple of smokes and incendiary, a flashbang to work with. They've done it before on the eco. Going to deliver similar results once again. Nothing will have to be the player stepping up here. So far, he's a top fragger for Cloud9, so no one better to try and do something with this M4A4, but the pause time coming to an end. This is it now. VP 6-0. The problem is going forward. Once the money comes back in for Cloud9 as well, they need to be winning very clean rounds. They need to be keeping numbers alive. And this sort of stage of the game, they can just not have a full reset here. They need to be keeping the money strong. Still a close game in the grand scheme of things, but this surely will be a 13-9, and VP with the map advantage. Just need to close this one out, and we'll see what happens here. Here we go then. Round number 22. Snax, of course, still on the AWP. We'll have a look at the initial setup. Automatic will be going towards long by himself. Skadoodle holding towards mid. He's only got a P250 at the top, so at this point they're trying to listen out for little nuances, spot some information for Automatic, but it's Neo aggressive, of course, towards the upper platform. Looking for that first pick, decides to fall back, but Taz open to fragging up, taking out Automatic.
Well done indeed, but nothing has got the kill immediately back with that single M4. He's tagged down to 20 HP. The only other player on the map was Armor's Stewie. So if you were looking to get a gun in someone's hands, it's him. He's done so. He's got that AK picked up. Shroud's got a shot on Pasha. There's a chance in this for Cloud9.
A small one, but certainly a chance. Nothing's going down to 20 HP as the bomb's planted.
No, but look at this flank coming in. This timing. Bomb's going to be planted, but Stewie, he's going to get in position before Bialy can move. They may... Oh, he needs to hurry up on it, though. They may be able to pull this back to a 3 versus 2 early on. The issue is they've got to go because there's no kits. They've got to make this play in the next 5 to 6 seconds if they want to try and find that kill. And Stewie likes to go through danger. He won't find Bialy. That makes the problem for them because he just sits, he holds off the doorway, nothing gets spotted down. And Stewie's got so much ground to try and cover, to try and pull this back. Again, no kits. So they've got about 4 seconds before they have to be on the bomb. Oh, if he had a kit, it would have been amazing. But he does at least get a knife. Finally, some hype in the room, and Stewie, it's not going to be the round, but it is 2 kills here. Get some guns down. The problem is it's now going to be another round for Virtus Pro at 13. 3 to go before the championship goes their way. And of the 3 events that will now have casted in Bucharest, the first 2 went to TSM/Astralis, who are not here, so good chance for Virtus Pro to be the next team in Bucharest to win in the last year and a half.
Yeah, claim the crown. As we go to the double orb setup, this is the adjustment for Cloud9 now. After not picking up a single round on the CT start, it's going to be 7-0 in favor of the Poles. Tons of money available for them. Bialy, after the reinvestment, still has 11K. So Skadoodle and Stewie to actually try and find these first picks. It's a fast B push, but Stewie opens things up.
Great shot to find. Chicken Coop going to be completely mullied off. The smoke will indicate he's there. There's no more element of surprise. Stewie extinguishes that. They're going to know with absolute certainty that he's in that position. Shroud, They brawl through the smoke. They take him down. It's just Skadoodle and Automatic left. Only down a man in the situation, but locked outside of the B site. And bomb already ticking. They do have kits this time, but Neo's positioning is absolutely perfect. Bye AWP. Push through, catch off. Automatic is able to respond onto it, but if he picks up the round on this, I would be very, very impressed. As Tim's got a task, and he's unfortunately not going to be able to cover it off this time. It's going to be Snax once more. 2 rounds to go. Virtus Pro.
It's the double orb setup for Cloud9. He hit the initial shot there, but the reaction from VP is absolutely perfect. Although they throw 2 Molotovs to a chicken coop, you think that, okay, they've been extinguished, that's absolutely fine, but you pointed it out quite nicely. This gives away he's actually in that position. They throw another Molotov in his path to the right. He tries to get out. Taz has already made his way to the bomb site through the smoke to the CT's put down. He finds the 2 kills and just shuts him down. It's 49. We're almost a championship point here. Of course, Cloud9 have to buy into this one. It's maximum loss bonus, a Mag 7, a Desert Eagle, 3 M4s, and Taz aggressive once again. He's standing in the fire though. Does damage on towards Shroud, but he gets not too much out of this one as he has to fall back. Still on 5-on-5 as it looks like we have one player in the form of Automatic on A by himself.
And I seriously hope that guy with the sun's not doing what everyone's speculating, but
what's that?
I'm not going to say anything. I think it was just a troll.
Right.
Pasha. He's going to try and work up the ramp right now. AK-47 in hand. Molotovs will go off below the balcony and inside of the hut. I can't imagine BP would allow him to do it in the first place, but Automatic is going to wrap back around. He's got a slight gap to work with. It's going to be the man advantage, and he's going to try and stay inside of this smoke to find this further. As he gets on the edge of the bomb site, and he's actually dancing perfectly. Oh, on the edge. He nearly does find the shot through the boards. It's Snax to pull this back, and he's going to just brawl. He's going to go aggressive with the pistol. Low HP as well. Swaps over the gun. Does he draw in time? No, it's Neo to pull it back. And it's Shroud and Skadoodle left against 3 once more. But low HP. Still a chance in all of this. The Snax will take Skadoodle, but hang on. Shroud, he's capable in these cross positions. If he hits the first shot, does so successfully. Smoke off of the vents so that they can't spot him up perfectly and wrap back toward to make sure there's no flank coming in. The bomb is just getting to the front of the site, and it's Neo to absolutely obliterate him on the shot. It's 15. It's championship point for Virtus Pro.
VP, 1 round away from taking the championship here, the DreamHack Open. Cloud9 need to go all into this stage, obviously have no room to move. And will take 6 rounds in a row just to get it to overtime here. So they're going to have to go in with the scouts, the FAMASs, the UMPs. It seemed like they got that initial advantage in the previous round, just didn't have enough to work with to finish it off. Snacks hitting absolutely everything so far. He's on 20 kills, so is Neo. All the big names stepping up for Virtus Pro, and now it seems like this game is going in one direction. Does Talon have anything left in the tank? So once again, it's another A-sided approach. Bialy holding towards drop down. It looks like he will be just going for that initial map control, push the CTs back at that stage. Now Bialy watching the flanks as the smoke starts to rain in on the A side.
Ska sees the spot this time, so he's got information with this scout, but it's last-ditch effort for Cloud9. It's automatic who's going to be the one who's got to be absolutely perfect out in this position without a bait-and-switch potential. And smartly, he's going to back away from that. Due to that position alone, it's one and done with no one else there to play off of him. So a final in Toronto, Immortals takes from Cloud9 a semi-final in a 16-team $300,000 tournament last week, which was a very impressive run, all things considered, and a final here in Bucharest, but the win still evading them. Unless they pull off something drastic in this to force out map 3. It would be 6 rounds needed just to force overtime. Skadoodle's gonna rotate back over toward B. Cloud9's got a heavy presence on that side of the map, but still they're getting out toward A. And remember, Automatic was here. He rotated back early on, so they don't have the information. Smokes to cover the doorway, and Virtus Pro is going to have easy access toward the site as they clear the ramp as well. On top of the balcony position, they're going to try and bait it Automatic, though. Neo's got the first shot. Automatic's still in behind the hut. He's still not peaked on this. He's got to try and cut them out for the broken wall. He does get one, but now it's just him remaining, and he's on to 16. He's gone. Virtus Pro, your DreamHack Open champions, in a very, very convincing tournament. These guys cease to stop and easy against Americanas. Once more, they dominate USA.
Victor, if I could have a second of your time, what's going through your mind right now?
Actually, I'm extremely happy. I mean, we came here to prove that StarLadder was just a fluke, that StarLadder wasn't a serious tournament for us, and we proved it.
Yeah, I believe that you truly have. Can you just kind of like sum up this tournament for you? What does it mean to win? And it just really, it seemed, at least from an observer's perspective, that you guys were always a step ahead of the competition, other than dropping one map to Dignitas.
I honestly feel like this tournament is like Christmas for us. Like, we get CT side for free, we get our maps for free, so it just feels so good when everything works for us. So I'm extremely happy.
You deserve it, bro. Please, any final words from you to your fans, to the crowd, to your sponsors, whatever you want.
I want to give a big shout out to everyone here. Thank you, boys and girls. Thank you.
There we go, everybody. Virtus Pro. Oh, and Pasha Biceps would like to talk as well. Romania, I love you! Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody in the crowd, for being here. You have been amazing. Virtus Pro are your DreamHack Open champions. Let's head back to the analyst desk.
Virtus Pro, your DreamHack ZOWIE Open champions, have besotted the crowd here in Romania. There is a lot of love for the Polish powerhouse here in Bucharest, and they have done it. They will take home the king's share of $100,000. And he said already, it feels like Christmas. Just shutting down the doubt that was that StarLadder just a few weeks ago. And now they can firmly cement themselves back in that top spot towards the top echelons of Counter-Strike. Gentlemen, what a game it was. I mean, some would describe it as an anticlimax. C9 not bringing their A game, and I feel like that unfortunately, will be the kind of the primary focus of our discussions here on the desk. Exceptional from the polls, but North America didn't quite show up.
I think it was as we feared, right? We were talking about how C9 showed a high level of Counter-Strike at this tournament, but you know, whether they will be able to replicate that in the final against VP. We saw it last week at Star Ladder against NIP. Same story, they play really well throughout the tournament. Doesn't matter who their opponents are, but then something, you know, whether it's the nerves of the younger players or maybe, you know, the fear of them fearing to win. We heard this term with Astralis, for example, that they started playing not to lose instead of playing to win, which was what was their biggest problems coming into the semifinals from going into finals. Maybe it's something similar, but if I were C9, I wouldn't really, you know, take too much from these losses. If anything, I will take it as experience, as a process, right? Something that they can build on. You have to remember their roster change as well was only a month and a half ago or so, and they had a lot of officials in the meantime. So definitely a lot of time ahead of them to polish their game.
Chad.
I agree with that. You look at like how Jordan played, how Nothing played. He was probably the standout, really. You know, he was consistently fragging, whereas the other guys, they were very up and down. They didn't have the same moments that they had for the rest of the event. And they are a new team, and they are very new players to this. Obviously, Shroud, Skriddle, and Jordan, you know, they're used to this kind of thing. But Stewie and Automatic, they're very influential in this, and they're new to the finals. So I think they're a great team, and I think they have potential. I don't want them going now and changing anything drastically. They just need to like get all these experiences, look at what they did, and maybe next time play with a bit more balls. But that's the only thing that I can really say for them.
Sometimes you do just need to play with a bit more balls. And Virtus Pro, they have oodles of them. They're no stranger to a crowd that does seem to love them. There's no stranger to the grand final stage and no stranger to lifting that trophy. Of course, not too long ago they did so in Atlanta. Now, the discussion also has to be just how kind of convincing that win was for Virtus Pro. We have to start, you know, singing their praises to an extent. It was, yes, C9 may not have been operating at 100% capacity, but VP throughout this tournament have looked, you know, nearly undefeatable.
The thing is, like with VP, they didn't do anything special, so to say, right? They just played their own game throughout the tournament. And yes, they had a few bumps on the road, but in the end, in the grand finals, it was pretty comfortable for them. As Taz pointed out, they got like pretty easy CT sides, where VP is known to be a team that does most of the work on T side. So if you give them a strong CT side, that's probably going to mean a really comfortable game for them. You look at how Train went out in the beginning. Again, they lose the pistol round, but win the force buy. I think that VP won more force buys in this tournament than they did the whole year, pretty much. Maybe even won more force buys than pistols.
I mean, that was kind of something that was so agonizing for you to watch, Chad. I remember you just kind of leaning over to me as C9 won the pistol, saying, wait for the second round.
Yeah, definitely. Like, C9 looks so good at every pistol round. Like, they're just running in, getting all the kills they needed to, and then I was like, get to the anti-force buy, and they slow it right down. They're playing one at a time. They're getting picked off, and then they crumble apart. And it was so disappointing because, you know, getting those first 3 rounds in a row, and then, you know, going into that gun round, you have a few SMGs left, you can do a fast strategy. It really boosts your confidence. They never gave themselves that opportunity because they kept getting force bought. One thing that I want to say about VP, though, is, yeah, everyone on that team, they lift their game when they get to finals or semi-finals. The individual plays went from, you know, okay, we saw a couple in the group stage or whatever, but you get to the final and everybody's able to get multi-frags. Everybody's like putting up numbers, and I think they go superhuman when they get to finals.
And Neo seems to have really,
right,
you know, to have propelled his game after that semi-final. He was, I think, even maybe statistically the leading player on the team.
Let's bring them up. Let's have a look.
Let's bring them up,
we'll have
Alex.
a quick look.
We have that tool for us to use. Why not?
He did have a great game. Look at that, 47 frags for Neo in the grand final. And you can see there wasn't even a 3-map affair, so closing in on 50, certainly a very impressive feat.
And we see what Chad referenced as well, as Jordan being the best player on C9 statistically. I wouldn't look at the stats too much. Like, we referenced ZOWIE and said how creates a lot of space for the team even if he doesn't have the most frags. But I think here it was the other way around. He actually didn't have those impact frags. He wasn't able to create space for his team. Skadoodle has been underwhelming pretty much the whole tournament, more or less. They had the other players were doing the brunt of the work for C9.
Just on Skadoodle, on that train game, Cloud9 were playing so super passive. They were giving up all Ivy control, and 2 rounds back-to-back Skadoodle missed sitters, and those were instrumental in that train game. If they had won those, they would have broken the economy of VP, and they could have rolled, to a closer match.
A good point.
And talking about VP, you can see why they're such a strong team on train, especially the T side. They lose pistol, and then you see how they start running their defaults for the first couple of rounds, going with those 2 players out Ivy, and that's if you let them go out Ivy all the way, they get information. They know where the players have to be if they didn't have contact anywhere. So you see how first they execute without any grenades, pretty much. They just know the position and get the good trades. But after that, they actually, the last round they won, the round that won them the game, was an execute that's not the usual ones we see, but they adjusted based on the information they got from the defaults, how C9 likes to hold. It's just a brilliant example of why do you run defaults in the first place, to get a sense of how your opponents like to play, and then you have a strategy in place that will counter their setup perfectly.
And strategy, of course, was the buzzword for a lot of Cloud9's games. Not quite relevant in this one. I think just one final closing point. I know it does sound like we're harping on Cloud9, but it does seem like that wasn't quite the same North American side that we saw earlier stages of this tournament, Chad.
Yeah, I think the reason we didn't see them doing the set executes from the first gun round was because they found themselves in like force buying, because they lost. They won the pistol, they got force bought, they tried to force buy back, and then they had to do 2 ecos. So by the point they got to like where they'd normally do their full executes, they didn't have the money and they didn't have maybe the confidence to pull them off. And that was unfortunate, because that was the highlight for me of their play.
Just while Neo is on screen, Yanko, a few words about this man who is still at the top of his game. The history behind this name is insane.
Definitely so. I mean, as we referenced, how fitting for Taz to be next to him, and now for them to take a picture together. These guys have been playing together for more than 10 years. So imagine playing more than 10 years with, being a teammate with someone, the bond you create, and they basically they know how each other play, and it makes it much easier. That's one of the benefits they have for having the same lineup for 3 years. And Neo, you can just see that, okay, sometimes he has great games in terms of having also flashy plays aim-wise, but most of the time it comes down to his great positioning, great clutch play, being also an important player in pistol rounds. And you can see how much a player like him, an experienced player, Taz as well, how much they can still contribute to the team besides not being on the peak of their game mechanically.
Yeah, no longer just teammates, but also brothers. I think that's something that's definitely come out of Taz's mouth once, if not more. I think it's time to start saying our goodbyes. I mean, this is it. The DreamHack ZOWIE Open is coming to a close. We've crowned a champion. And first of all, of course, Chad, this has been your first kind of offline thingy with a desk. We hung out in Poland a bit.
Popped your cherry, Chad.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, something like that. It's been awesome.
Popped it in Romania. You had a good time?
Thank you for having me. You guys were very gentle, very nice to me, and made my life very easy. So it was good fun. Thank you.
No, it's been awesome. Really has been great. And Yanko, for the 996th time we've been on a desk together, you had a good time in Romania?
Surely not the last.
Well, fingers crossed. We'll see. We've been saying some naughty things.
Always a lot of fun in Romania. The crowd is always electric, always, finding a team to cheer for and cheering for great plays, no matter who is actually on the stage. So yeah, lots of fun. Yeah,
from a round-by-round basis, the crowd seems to be having fun and supporting everyone that was competing here. But we did start with 8, and we have finally crowned our champion. It took us 3 days to do it, but Virtus.pro are once again your DreamHack ZOWIE Open champions. If you want to go ahead and understand how they did manage to secure that victory, there's an application you can once again install on your smartphone. You know the drill by now. The Score Esports application will enable you to take the entire tournament in and a whole in the palm of your hand. So do be sure to check that one out. And at the end of the day, this is not the only DreamHack you have to look forward to. In fact, there's one not too far away. DreamHack Winter is coming over in November 24th to 27th. DreamHack Winter, we're going to once again take over Jönköping for an esports festival to remember. So set that one in your diary. We hope to see you there. But from all of us here from Bucharest, it's been 3 days of CS extravaganza. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll maybe see you in November.